Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course, and we're pleased to be joined by a pretty good, a friend of the channel, Nathan Solomon from the Podium Finish. What's up, buddy?
How you doing?
Yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing all right here. It snowed here the past few days, so it's nothing new to you guys.
And I know I woke up with 8 inches of snow on the ground this morning in New York, which sucks.
Yeah, the Northeast is getting hammered with snow right now. So hopefully everyone's staying safe out there up with our friends up in the Northeast. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. You'll actually be heading to, I don't know if it's gonna be warm enough or something like that, but we'll be on the road next week. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But let's do the fast pace. Of course, you've seen it on the preview show last few weeks. We're going to play Gas N Go, Nathan's debut at this. So what, obviously, as you know, if you've seen this, and of course, if you've watched the Fox coverage all the years, I'm going to hit Nathan with a bunch of topics, and he's going to have a limited amount of time to respond to them. So, all right. Okay, so let's talk about the TV ratings first. The truck ratings were the highest that it's ever been in the history of the truck series. It was also the first time ever, and I shocked Ben Rhodes with this when I had him on the show yesterday, that all trucks actually finished and there were no retirements in the race. Your thoughts on the truck series getting the highest ever rankings? Go.
Gas, obviously. I think that, you look at what the TV window was Saturday night. I would love for there to be more nighttime truck series and Xfinity series races. I think that could help maximize those ratings, help maximize those viewership numbers. I think that could be really good for the sport. Obviously, a Saturday night TV window, those are oftentimes hard to come by. But if they can try to find a way to get more truck and Xfinity races this Saturday night, I think that could be huge for the sport. So definitely gas there. And I actually did see the beginning of your Ben Rhodes interview. And I was surprised to hear that too, but kind of a crazy stat, thinking of all the unknowns of a dirt race at a place like Bristol, and every single truck that started the race finished. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, if you want to go check out that Ben Rhodes interview, go on my channel and go see how shocked you are when I told him about that. And by the way, thanks to Thor Sport Racing for setting that up. Ben's always been a good guest to have on over time. Let's talk about Bristol Dirt for a second. Good ratings, Easter Sunday tradition. Do we have a new tradition on our hands, Nathan? Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I know a lot of people within the industry really don't like racing on Easter Sunday, but I think they know why they did it, because I think they knew if they did Sunday night, obviously Easter Sunday, they're not really competing with a whole lot of other sports or a whole lot of other events. Obviously, I think there's Sunday night baseball. I think there were some NBA playoffs going on, but overall, they weren't competing with a whole heck of a lot, and they drew over 4 million people in for that race. So really good numbers there. Obviously, since those numbers have came out, Bristol's already announced that Dirt will be back in 2023, which I have thoughts on. I don't really like it, even though I thought it was a pretty good race Sunday. If they're going to do a dirt race, do it at a place not on an asphalt track, do it on a real dirt track.
Yeah, good stuff there. We won't get into that. That's a hot button conversation. Already, a certain NASCAR reporter is already getting a lot of heat over that too. So let's talk about some of the teams that, we're a quarter of a way through the season. Give me your best and your worst team so far. Go.
Best team, I think it's hard to say anybody but Hendrick Motorsports. 3 out of their 4 drivers have won races already. All 4 of the guys are really in contention every single week. Chase Elliott's running up front. Bowman's gotten a win. Larson has gotten a win. In the last couple of weeks, he's been running a lot better. Obviously, he had 3 or 4 weeks there where he was really struggling and just kind of crashed a couple times. And then William Byron, the only driver in the NASCAR Cup Series with 2 wins. So with this new car and all the parity, I think it'd be pretty impossible to not say Hendrick Motorsports, because they have 4 wins and nine races. So they're definitely my biggest I guess my biggest gas, or whatever, if we're playing gas and go, or gas and I don't know. But definitely Hendrick Motorsport gets the gold star. But for the team that's been a disappointment, I think right now in my eyes, you have to say 2311. They've really been off. I mean, Bubba Wallace, he got second in the Daytona 500. Otherwise, they both him and Kurt have been pretty miserable. Obviously, Kurt had that mechanical failure at Richmond. It just had some pretty bad luck. Got caught up in that wreck on Sunday when Austin Dillon blew up. Both guys they've just not had the start to the season that they wanted. JGR, I also kind of put them in that category, but with the Denny Hamlin win and now the Kyle Busch win, they're kind of turning their luck around a little bit, winning 2 of the last 3 races. But Toyota's definitely been at a little bit of a disadvantage to start here with this new car. So if I were to pick 2 teams that aren't off to good starts, I'd say definitely the 2 Toyota teams.
All right. We'll talk more. We'll have some more, NASCAR related topics out there, but let's get to some other topics that, since we just don't talk about NASCAR on my channel, we like to talk about all different things. So we're gonna get right into it, and these could be sports related. These could be anything related.
Oh boy.
So, in the group chat, we talked about, ranking, we like to talk about fast food restaurants and which ones are favorite or not. So rank your top 5 fast food restaurants. Go.
In order?
Yes.
Oh geez. I don't know if I can do an order on the spot here.
Or
Wendy's,
5 of your favorites.
I'll give you 5 of my favorites. Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's. Oh man. Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's. Of course, gotta love the classic. I'll put Subway in there. I'm a Subway guy, not gonna lie. Also, the thing is, up in New York, there's really not a whole lot of other options besides some of your basic chains. Oh, here's my number 5. Maybe you don't count it as a fast food place or not. Sheetz.
Sheetz?
What? Do you know what Sheetz is?
No, I have no idea.
Oh man, you're missing out. There's no Sheetz in Michigan.
No, there's not a Waffle House here either.
So Sheetz, it's basic. It's a gas station, but it has terrific made-to-order food.
Is it a New York thing?
No, it's actually, so it's not in New York whatsoever. I think it's actually because of a tax thing. They don't really want to pay New York taxes. I'm not positive on this, but I'm pretty sure that's why. So don't quote me on that, everyone. But they're all over in like PA, Maryland, Virginia. Yeah. So I'm only like 10 minutes away from one at school, even though I go to school in New York. So that's definitely one of my favorites.
Okay, best interview you've ever done with NASCAR drivers. So just some of your favorites that you've had.
Man, I'm a little bit newer to this NASCAR media thing, but I really like talking with
pretty good, a lot of them.
I think my favorite so far might be Ryan Vargas. So I think that's a perfect time for a shameless plug for our podcast tomorrow. TPF Live, which comes out. Ryan Vargas will be one of the guests on there, that interview that I'm talking about right now. So he has a great story. So it was really cool to talk to him and hear his journey to where he is right now with JD Motorsports.
For sure on that one. Of course, Ryan's been on this channel a lot as well. And of course, we talked to his teammate today, Bailey Curry, about that. And we talked about a bunch of other stuff getting ready for Talladega. We also talked to Cesar Baccarella today as well. And he may have revealed there could be some more drivers in the Alpha Prime stable coming very, very soon. So stay tuned on that. Let's see. Okay, well, let's shift back. Let's shift gears. Let's shift gears to NASCAR. Truck Series is going to be off for the next 2 weeks, but they're going to be going 8 straight weeks, 9 out of the next 10 weekends.
Whoa.
Something I talked about with Ben Rhodes yesterday on the show. How are you feeling about that? I mean, obviously drivers love to drive, and that's using, and when I asked Ben Rhodes this yesterday, he's really excited about this, but he does know that it's going to be taxing on the teams. Drivers, they are going to go all across the country. I believe the stretch is Darlington, Kansas, Texas, Charlotte, WWT Raceway, Sonoma, Knoxville, Nashville, week off, Mid-Ohio. And
Yeah, that's a lot. I think it'll be interesting because I think we've seen a lot of chaos in some of the Truck Series races. So I think it'll be a lot of fun is if some of that chaos, like bad chaos, gets limited. It'll definitely be fun though because that means like most weeks will be like triple header with Cup and Xfinity. I know Xfinity is more coming up too, but more better for us, I guess. It'll be fun to have some triple header weekends and see a few new tracks for the two series as well.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Of course, there'll be a triple header this week because the ARCA Menard Series returns to the racetrack this week. They haven't been on track since Phoenix. So good stuff there. We're going to go to Talladega this week. I'm going to save a bunch of these for tomorrow. I might ask some of the same questions actually, to whoever's hosting the show with me, but let's talk about that Xfinity race. Are we going to see a surprise winner, you think?
Well, I mean, it's Talladega, so anything's certainly possible. Brandon Brown, obviously won at Talladega in the fall. I think he could be a strong contender there. But then it's also hard to not count out the Kaulig cars too. I mean, the Kaulig racing's always been super strong there. I know Justin Haley's not in the Xfinity Series anymore; he's in the Cup Series. But they're always threats at that track. But I think you could also see some of the guys like Alpha Prime run well, Jeremy Clements run well. Even a Myatt Snyder, hopefully he keeps all four wheels on the ground this time. But I think those guys could definitely be contenders this weekend at Talladega for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of Brandon Brown, he will be on the channel tomorrow. We'll be talking with him. We're supposed to talk with him today. We just had a miscommunication on that. So Brandon Brown will be joining the channel tomorrow to talk about returning to Talladega. Let's one more. Okay, I got one more for you. Name to watch for Sunday at okay, first off, talk about Noah Gregson. He's going to have Wendy's on the car this weekend at Talladega. But what do you think about a company like that to come, a recognizable company like Wendy's? So you just obviously said Wendy's. What are your thoughts on a company like that coming to sponsor a race car?
Yeah, it's cool, especially because it's such a small team that they're sponsoring too right now. Beard Motorsports, they only run the 4 super speedway races, so that's a huge get for them. Hopefully can give them more of the funding that they need to be successful in the Cup Series. Hopefully another fast food chain like Wendy's can stay in the sport with some of these other teams, maybe hop onto some of these other Chevrolet teams as well. Because when you have those big corporate companies, the big fast food places, that's super huge for the sport. I mean, your drivers get, little icons or whatever in their restaurants, or maybe a cardboard cutout or whatever. Like I remember, when I was a kid, like when Jamie McMurray, when McDonald's was his main sponsor, his everyday sponsor, I'd go to McDonald's and see like I'd see like a Jamie McMurray cardboard cutout or whatever in the restaurant. So stuff like that, like I think it could help get new fans engaged in the sport. So if they could find a way to keep Wendy's and get other corporate, restaurants and fast food chains back into sport on a regular basis, I think it could be really huge for the growth of it.
Okay, but what's the best thing to get at Wendy's in your opinion?
$5 biggie bag. And that's not even a promotion for the Noah Gregson card because that's what he's sponsoring, but I'm serious. I'm not kidding. When I go to Wendy's, I get 2 $5 biggie bags and a cookie.
Nathan Solomon, everyone. Good stuff there as always. Gotta love it. All right, that's gonna do it for this quick episode. Nathan, thanks for joining us, man. We'll have you on probably soon. Don't forget to catch TPF Live tomorrow, where Rob and Nathan, TPF's most dynamic duo, will talk all about Bristol Dirt and more. And stay tuned for the hot seat interviews. Not going to say who Nathan said who his is. You'll have to find out who the other one is tomorrow. We'll catch you tomorrow, and we'll catch you later this week for the preview show.